color, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Jamie and I
morning.
we're just chatting in the back room here, and I'm like, why don't we just go live and chat a little bit before we start? So I was just telling Jamie that on the drive home from my son's wedding on Monday, driving home, and my husband slept a bit, and I got to drive in silence because my daughter was watching a movie in the back, and got a lot of plotting done in my head for book 3, so I got to get that on paper.
Well, it's good to see you. You did not come on Monday, right? Like, am I wrong?
I was driving Monday
All
while we
right.
were going
Well,
back,
good
so
to see you. Good to have you back. I wasn't sure if I had just missed the stream or what.
no.
And I got to say, it's not the same to not, come over and say hi, at least on the YouTube channel to my peeps.
All right.
So, miss ya.
We missed you and you're not here too. And then yesterday, just was not feeling well, and I wasn't feeling well last night. I thought, I'm not gonna do it tomorrow morning. Got up this morning with no headache, and I'm like, Lord, really, I really just want to take the day off. And he's like, Nope, not taking the day off today. Pepper says, not sure why I didn't get a notification, but glad you are here. Oh, glad you found us. I don't know why you didn't get a notification. I did it like usual, but all right, let's get started with this first sprint. I'm actually going to be doing some work on the back end of pricing on my book that's already out, and then I'm outlining. LOL, Jamie, you sounded so middle of the country just then. really fast. Before we went on, I told Jamie, like, she's like, "How are you today?" I'm like, "I don't want to be here." She's like, "But you're here." And I'm glad because I did get some stuff done. Now I'm kind of on a roll doing business stuff though. I'm not writing, but it's things
Mhm.
that like because I was gone that like need to be done. I had not fixed the pricing on my book. You know how I did an intro of 99 cents.
Oh
It's
yeah.
still 99 cents um on KDP on Amazon, but I couldn't change Amazon until I for sure knew that I had it priced everywhere else because Amazon I didn't want Amazon to zap it and like not take the price change. So I had to wait till I came home for my Mac because I tried logging in through my PC and it said we've sent an alert to your device, like to approve it. Well, I didn't have my device here, the Mac device. So, anywho, that's what I was working on was all that. So, Piper says I have to bring the pooch out. I'll be back. Awesome. All right. So I can see other people. There are other people here not chatting. That's totally fine. We're happy to have you with us. I'm Jennifer Carll-Tong. This is J.R. Nichols. We are both
Hello.
half. We are half of the Christian Indie Writers podcast, but we are here just doing writing sprints. If you're new to us, so Jamie, what are you working on right now?
I'm trying to convince Google Play that I own my work so that I can have a Google Play account. So
Don't.
they're wanting like documentation. So I'm like just picking what I want to send and blurring out information that is sensitive. And
Oh,
so like, yeah, because I want to go wide. Oh, hi there, Melody. It's good to see you.
she's always so cheerful in the chat. I love it when she shows up. I
It's
am a
very
wonderful writer.
inspiring.
Thanks for reminding me, Melody.
It's awesome.
So I've heard of a lot of authors have had I've seen it in chats and Facebook groups and whatnot that they have problems with Google Play, and I'm just blessed. Mine just went smooth. Everything went smooth for me, so blessed on
What's
that.
fascinating is the whole issue is because Draft to Digital was great. My audiobook is on Google Play. It's when I went to upload the actual ebook, it pinged it as already on Google Play. And I was like, but this is a different um, version because it's audio or it's print and not print or I hate this
Ebook.
yeah
It's digital,
yeah
yeah.
it's a different version so it's not a duplicate content but then they said okay now prove that you own it so I'm not really sure which point is hanging them up but they just want to make sure that I am actually not someone trying to claim that these are my books when they're not so like I am
Right.
not mad at them somebody just being extra careful to make sure that I'm not ripping someone off.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
exactly. If they're gonna make a mistake, if they're making a mistake like that, that's gonna
Yeah.
be a pain. Like you appreciate it because there's so many people trying
Agree.
to steal people's work out there.
Yeah.
Hi, Shonda. Welcome to our live stream. We're here
Yeah,
every
we're being
Monday.
productive.
Yes, every Monday and Wednesday. I really feel like I should do it more than Monday and Wednesday. And then I get busy at my work and I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm only doing it live Monday and Wednesday. Because I work Thursdays. I do. I just some days
Mhm.
like it's not right at 8 or it'll be earlier in the morning. Like it's just much more flexible for me. And then Fridays we have the podcast, so can't do Friday mornings. Can you imagine if I
I
tried to do this
know.
live stream and then show up for the podcast? That would be crazy busy.
I know. And we're just kind of only able to give what we can, and that has to be enough, you
Right.
know?
Right. I should do Saturday mornings. That's when everyone in the house is sleeping in and I actually can get a lot done. But all right,
Ah,
about a minute before we go in again. I'm going to try to finish up what I'm working on right now cuz so I can get back to I want to get back to that outlining. I'm so excited, Jamie. I have like a whole series almost completely outlined. I think it's only going
well,
to be
we
3
knew this
books.
was going to happen. That was the plan, Jen.
I
You
know,
think
but
it's
it's
only going to be only three books.
well, I was hoping for 4. I was hoping this would be a 4-book
Oh,
series, and it's just not like, I don't wanna contrive it too much to get because Widows of
yeah.
the West, I mean, men are dying everywhere. They're just dropping like flies in this series. Like, how many, like, widow stories can I come up with that seem plausible at the same time? Like, you can use the same trope in other books, but in the same, like, series, you can't you know what I mean? Like, the circumstances have to be different and, anywho.
Very tricky, very tricky.
All right,
Mhm.
it's 8:30. We'll do this for another
All right.
30 minutes or no, 25 minutes, and then we're back to chat again. And I'm gonna turn that up. Go.
Three, two, one, done.
Done. Can't find the window the music is in. There it is. All right. How'd you do that time, Jamie?
Well, fine, except I needed to get up and use the restroom, and then I closed the tab where we were streaming. So, I mean, yay! Like, it was great. Like, I'm here, I'm being productive, just feeling a little scattered.
Speaking of scattered, I went looking for my isolation booth. Like, here's the blank one that I'm ready to do for the second book, but the first book I already have all done.
Nice.
And it wasn't down here. Went upstairs looking for it all over, looked everywhere, came back frustrated, came back down here. It's right there. Like, it is isolating me from the window. Like, I'm staring at it, and I went looking for it. So I'm very scattered today. I couldn't find my laptop earlier, and it was right here in front of me, and it was just in a different drawer. I have these clear plastic drawers. Just crazy. So, all right, everyone, how are you guys doing? What are you working on right now?
Yeah, I want to know how our little audience here is doing, because they were probably more diligent than I was, having to jump up and use the restroom.
I had plan on using this time to do more business stuff and then start writing or edit or outlining, I guess is more accurate. And I actually got everything done and got back into the outline. So very excited about
No.
that. Yeah.
Oh, Piper
So
was distracted too. She said she had do not disturb on her Bluetooth, and so she couldn't figure out how to get to play. She got a couple hundred words in though. Good for her.
good for you. She
She's
says
getting
nearing
towards
the end
the
of the
end, yeah.
that's awesome. It's very exciting.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
feeling.
It really, really is. I
I
keep thinking
hope.
about I know. Ah, you hope. You'll get there. You'll get there. Are you
Slow
actually
and
writing right
steady.
now? Or you're not you don't start writing till 10, right?
Right. 10
Yeah.
is 10 is dedicated. I'm very, very protective of 10 to 12.
Good. That's good.
I guess it makes me feel like I haven't given up. Right? Like as long
Mhm.
as I don't stop, I haven't quit.
Right.
So,
Just like today, showed up. I'm
yeah.
here doing something. But yeah, so I'm actually back outlining book 1. Now I know I said it was done, and it was done, but the outlining that I did in my mind as I was driving home from Ohio on Monday changes a little bit of book 1, which is really why it's so good to have your whole plan, whether you're a pantser or plotter, at least having your plan laid out in front of you, like before you start the first book, or at least before you finish the first book, right? So I'm excited. So it's adding a new character, which will add some more depth, and I'm super excited. Shonda says, I'm almost at the end of my book. I started a new chapter. I should only have one more chapter, and then I do my edits. I'm excited. Very exciting, Shonda.
That's so
Love it.
great. Shonda,
Love
we
it when we
just
get that
talked
point.
about first edits. It's maybe not your first rodeo, but for anybody else listening to on the Christianity Writers podcast, our episode just Friday was about first steps you could take to edit your own stuff. So if you guys want to check it out.
Mm-hmm. Piper says she's being productive today, but distracted between needing to write and needing to set up my office.
Yeah.
Did you get a new office? Like, I have all kinds of questions now, or did you just
Right.
reorganize? Like, yes. And Shonda, we agree. What are you writing? We love to know what you write. I
Mm-hmm.
write historical Christian romance, some contemporaries kind of floating out there that I'm working on, but I'm definitely a
Mm-hmm.
romance girl.
I
Jamie?
write multiple genres. I'm currently writing my first novel, which is a futuristic novel.
Yeah, it's good.
Mhm.
Very good. All right. Oh, it's 9:00. Oh, I just said "ope." Can you tell where I'm from?
All righty.
All right. We'll be back at the end of this in 25 minutes to do another 5-minute chat.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Three, two, one. Done.
Done. Oh, I never turned the music up that time. Sorry, I don't know if that was like too quiet for everybody, if it was a good level. I doing Chanel?
I could hear it. I could hear it. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, Piper says yes, she got a new office. She's setting up a room at the She Shed to use as a dedicated room and get her bedroom back as a serene space. Very wise, very wise.
That's awesome. Are you obviously there's gonna be electricity out there. Is there gonna be heat and air conditioning too? I'm curious. Like see all these she sheds. Everyone is like because of the quarantine and people working from home. Like now it's an even bigger deal to have a she shed, and now the prices of sheds have gone way up, and wood is way up. And the reason I know this is because we need to build a chicken coop, and then we're like, we thought this was gonna be cheap, and it's not. But a she shed is
Cheap, cheap,
exciting.
cheap for a
It's
coop.
not
Get
cheap.
it?
It's not.
I
It's
gotta
not
say,
cheap.
yeah, we were talking, my husband and I would love to have a desk like outside, but I think ideally, okay, it would be like glass panels that can just like open. So it can either be opened or closed, like a conservatory or an atrium. Like that to me would be a dream. So I could actually be out there, you know?
Yeah. You're close to it where you are now, though. I mean, you have, like, nice windows. It's just not,
Yeah.
like you're not right in the middle of it. So,
Mm-hmm.
Piper says,
Close enough.
I call it a she shed because I've been telling my hubby I want one for years. It's really a house at the beach.
I'll take
What?
it. Oh, just a house at the beach. I mean, I want a shed, but
Let's I guess I'll take the house at the beach if I can't have my shed.
oh, that's great. Oh, Shonda says she writes fiction.
It's
Someone in her character
right.
has a condition.
Right, we didn't talk about this.
Mm.
So she says she's writing a book about a young woman that was diagnosed with PCOS. She is trying to
Uh-huh.
navigate family issues as well as relationship issues surrounding her symptoms, which is
Nice.
awesome because we actually
Mm-hmm.
know. I mean, it's more common than what people know, and it's people are being diagnosed. Like doctors are realizing it, I think more, and so we know a few people that have it, and so I think that's an interesting concept. That's really awesome. Piper says, "It was
Oh,
my husband's parents' place. He keeps telling me I don't need a she shed. He got me a she house." Aw.
oh, that's great.
How far away from is it from home? I'm curious. Like, that would be kinda cool. So we have a campground not far from here, and, Covenant Hills.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I told Randy if we got a trailer, we could put it up there and the girls could swim in the beach because we do have a pool we have not set up yet. And he's kinda like, "Eh," about the work of setting it up, and I get it. And I'm like, "If we had a trailer, we could just put up there and we can go to the beach." And I thought, "How cool would that be?" Like, I could drive it's close enough for me to drive to, but it'd almost be like a riding retreat anytime I wanna go up there. So, yeah.
Yeah, lots of happy memories made at Covenant Hills. They've got a Gaga pit there. My kids spent hours in that Gaga pit.
How was the beach? How was the lake?
Um, I wasn't gonna say anything, but we did run into leeches, but not at like the beachy part. There's just, you can go and fish and things like that. And
Mhm.
so it's really like just reedy and weeds and stuff. So I mean, leeches they happen.
Yeah.
Nobody personally that I know, but it was like, and 300 girls at a camp, something like that is going to become the hot news, right?
Yes, for sure. Piper says it's about 35 minutes away from my house. I drive here when I get up at 5 so I can sprint with Teresa. That's awesome. So awesome. I almost sprinted with you guys this morning and then I fell back asleep. I chastised myself. Or for those who don't know, Teresa Thomas Wright, who is usually here with us as well, she does an early morning productivity sprints from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. And then I do 8 to 10. So if you really want to be productive, you could get up in Eastern time, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. and you have 4 hours of really, really concentrated work. And I've had so much on my plate that I've kind of been missing it, but I said to myself this morning, "How bad do you want this? Like, how bad? Do you want it bad enough to get up at 6 AM?" And I do. So I'm gonna start going. I just gotta get the rest of my life, all my eggs I never get these right. Eggs in a basket. That's not what is it that's in a row? All my ducks in a row. I need to get all my ducks in a row. And I have both chickens and ducks now, so I can do it all.
Oh, I do need a chicken and duck update, but I'll have to get it later because I will have to go. What does Piper say here?
My brothers put a blow up boat in the cow pond when we were little and it deflated. They had to swim out and they were covered with leeches. Oh, yeah. Piper says, "Yeah, Jen, how bad?" LOL. Yep. How bad do I want this? All right. I want it bad enough to do another sprint, but
All right.
Miss Jamie is leaving us and going off because she starts 10 a.m. with others, with the other
Yeah, I
ladies in
gotta
the
go
podcast.
check
So
in with the kiddos. So
the kiddos. Oh, your kiddos. I thought you were talking about the
yes, well,
ladies in the
both.
podcast. All
All
right, here's
right,
our last
bye.
sprint. Bye, Jamie. Thanks for joining us. Here's our last sprint, and then we will be back at the end of this to chat about the whole day.
3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1. Done.
And that's how we do it. And guess what, ladies? I came up with a premise for book 4 without even meaning to. Like, poof, like magic. So now there is going to be 4 books in this series. So now I have 2 more books to outline. And I'm loving it. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I want to tell you guys all about it. I seriously want to like say, okay, then this is going to happen and this is going to happen, but I can't. I gotta keep it shut. So, all right, there's some great conversation going on. So let's see. Shonda says, I'm currently writing a scene where my main character wants to discuss a possible hysterectomy, but the doctor wants her husband's permission, which is a real thing, which happens in some places. I've chatted with people, women that are single, that the doctors give them a hard time. But what if your future husband wants to have babies? So you're saying that this imaginary man that I may or may not ever marry has some sort of right to discuss my sexual, production, like my reproduction. Like it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Piper says, Shonda, I know young women who were not permitted to have a hysterectomy because they were too young and might want more kids someday. Like, that is ridiculous. One of them already had 3 kids. She wasn't married, and her doctor was apparently thinking the future husband's desire to have children. Yeah, you need to go find a female doctor at that point, a woman. All right. Shonda says, exactly, the woman should have the right to decide if she wants to have more children or not, ethically, if she had a medical condition that could put her at risk. The man's needs take the back seat. I agree, absolutely. There's just lots going on here. And meanwhile, the men can get vasectomies without having the wife's permission. Yeah. Never once was I ever part of that conversation. I was with my husband, but like the doctor, I never went into the doctor. He never asked, like I was never part of the conversation with the doctor. He just did it. So yeah, crazy. Roll on floor, laughing my butt off. That's what I do to my daughters. Totally ruin any chance of them wanting to read my story because they'll already have heard the whole thing. I know, right? But oh my gosh. So the thing that hit me was it might have been episode 1 of the podcast, and we're in the hundreds now. I did a word sprint about this woman on her way to the judge or whatever to save this man's life, but it was probably putting her life at risk. And I don't know what that meant at the time. And I thought about I ran upstairs and got coffee. And I thought about it and I was like, I never used that. That was the whole inspiration of doing the Widows of the West series. And I'm scraping against my face, sorry. And I'm like, I never used it. And then all of a sudden it popped in my head who those people were. And I know who they are. It's gonna be perfect. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a book for. So that's all I can tell you though, but it's gonna be like I'm super excited. So like I want to write this is the bad thing about outlining an entire series before you start writing, is that I want to write all the books right now. And there's one that like I already love more and I want to start it, but it's not the first book. And so it's just like, but I'm gonna commit to this because I think that by doing this, the books will be more cohesive, which I feel like my Love and Lansing series is cohesive. I've gotten reviews that talked about how well planned out the series was, which was like, thank you. But it'll make it better if I wait and I do the whole outlining. But I think that I'm going to write faster too. Like I think it's just going to be like one month after another. It's going to be like a nano situation. I'm hoping. So that's where I'm at. So how did you guys do? Were you productive this morning? I'd love to hear. Did you get words done? Were you editing? Planning? I'd love to see. Piper says, awesome. Happy for you to have it all figured out. I haven't got a clue what is going to happen in the next book, which I've thought is supposed to be the end of the series. Yeah, because you are a discovery writer. You're not a plotter like I am. So I think it was K.M. Weiland, who is definitely like me, more of a plotter, talk about discovery writing versus the planning writers, which typically is called plotting versus pantsing. And she said, it's the same. We have the same process. We just do it a little differently. My discovery happens at this point. That's why I'm super excited is because I'm discovering my characters and I'm discovering what the story is going to happen. And then I just put meat on the bones, where someone like Piper or like Jamie, they discover it as they go along, and that's an exciting for them. So it's just a different personality, but we're still doing the same work. Piper says I'm at around 1,000 words for the morning. That's awesome. Good job. Did you start at 6 a.m.? Curious. Shonda says I finished a chapter and added a bit to a different chapter. I'm almost at, oh, it's so exciting, Shonda. So exciting. Yeah, I love it when it gets to that point. And then the other exciting thing is when all right, so then I write and then I walk away from that book for at least a month. And then I come back and I edit a few different ways, which I mentioned in the podcast. Like you can go back and find some episodes. For those of you who don't know, Christian Indie Writers Podcast. That's what I'm talking about when I say the podcast. And then excuse me. And then it goes to my editor. And then when it comes back, the other thing that's super exciting is when you finish that last edit from them. And then I can start doing the upload. I get a physical copy to give to my copy editor. And then it comes back with all the Post-it notes and I do all those. And then that last edit is like happy dance. Like it is done. So done. Yeah. So very exciting. I'm really, really happy for you. Piper says, I did start at 6, but have been also unpacking stuff for the office. Oh, yeah. You need to post some pictures or send me some pictures. Hey, Piper, are you able to chat when we're done here? Because I have a couple questions I want to ask you. So let me know. I'm actually just going to send you a message in Facebook. And if you're not, you can just send back and let me know that if you're busy or not. So, all right. Well, that is going to do it for me today. I am off to homeschool my children. And we are still going into June a little bit, but not with all the curriculum, mostly just finishing up math. So it's a lot lighter now. We also have ducks and chickens to take care of, which is part of our day, and we're loving it. So, all right, that's it. So I hope you guys have a great day. I won't be here live tomorrow. I will be on the podcast Friday morning. So join us over at the Christian Indie Writers Podcast. And we are discussing, what are we discussing this week? It's something good. Did Jamie bring it up? Let me see. Oh, yes, we'd love to have you there in the comments in the chat, because we were talking about what is acceptable to Christian readers. Topic we've never covered before, but we get lots of questions for. So join us this Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, on our YouTube channel, Christian Indie Writers Podcast. All right, until Monday, I will be back on Monday. We will see you guys later. Get some writing in. Bye.